empirical theory. Here is it. In the mouth of two or three witnesses, the truth is established. So if you're studying the scriptures, you can't just bank on a singular sort of
You,
information. If you're doing
I
history,
don't want
it's
you to explain
wrong,
to me.
absolutely wrong. Oh,
SR
I'm
guy,
trying to
SR
explain
guy,
the principle and the
wait,
processes.
wait. You are very good, when you speak. Yeah. So I need
No,
to
he is
tell me
not. He
in
is
one
not. He
sentence
is not.
what
Now,
No,
model,
he's
Peter,
patronizing me, and I sincerely don't,
Peter,
sir.
it's
Tinker,
what
don't
not
patronize
model.
good
me,
in
please.
speaking.
Let's
It's
stay on the
only
topic.
good in speaking
Success say
rubbish.
I'm not, and I'm fine.
Now, it's only good
I'm
in
s- I'm good.
speaking
I'm
rubbish
trying
and
to explain
fallacy.
my processes.
There is no
I don't want
process
you to
you are
explain your
We are all
process.
explaining
Just
now.
intellectual
tell me
beings.
what model do you
Thank you.
use to come to the
Thank you.
conclusion that Adam was the first
And
human being?
I'm good.
How did you study it?
Thank you. So I'm going to. Oh shit. So I'm going to actually request you listen to me. So I'm telling you the principle. I'm not telling you reasons first. I'm telling you the principles first, or the
I don't
processes
want
first. You need
I
to.
don't want the
Oh,
principles. Listen, you claim
processes,
right
right?
now that those
Organ are the
guys
same thing. The model now.
you claim that
Organ
those
are the same
guys
thing, sir.
you claim those guys doesn't have the model, and I'm asking you the same thing. I'm not asking you to
Baba,
tell
now
me
you say
how
I
you
want to
come.
explain.
I don't want you to explain the model.
Baba,
What model did you use?
oh gosh. Exactly in the amount of
Yes,
two or
our
three
guy, can
witnesses.
you
People
choose
witness. Oh,
for
Baba.
people to
Baba,
talk
I'm trying
first
to
now?
explain.
You don't need to explain rubbish. You are
Oh gosh.
explaining rubbish. Now, make your discussion
Oh.
constructive.
Your
They
your
will ask you a simple question. You will now start with preambles, right? And
I'm
patronize.
doing this so you can
Now,
understand
can
better.
you shush for a while? Can you just shush? The simple
Okay,
question
sir.
they ask you, can you shush? The simple question they ask you, scientists now brought out skull that is right in front of you. You condemn me that just YouTube guys because you thought you could be playing to the gallery. Nobody give a hook. Either you're a scientist or you're a data person. We are talking about empirical facts. Now, what you are relying on as a period, that is the Bible. The period in the beginning God created is then the Bible says 6,000 years. 6,000 years plus 2,000 years after Christ, making it 8,000. Scientists have brought out
Oh no no
score.
no 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 no.
Can you
Now
shush?
you're diverting.
Can you shush?
You are taking it out of
I said,
context.
can
It's
you
not
shush?
8,000, sir.
Can you
Out of
shush?
context.
Can you shush? Now, 6,000 plus, okay, after Christ, 2, making it 8. We have seen an empirical fact, scientific proof, archaeological proof that there have been human skull that precede that time. You are now telling us you are scholars, you are this. It doesn't make sense. So don't patronize us with too much rhetoric. Give us an empirical fact or proof of your Yahweh. You said we should go to the Saudi Arabia. And
No,
this
hold
now
up. I'm
takes,
going to
can
respond to
you
you.
shush?
Don't try to add anything, sir.
Can you shush first? Now, this now takes me back to where I started this conversation from. And I'm going to play to you now that the difference between the Jews and the Israelis and what is causing war now, please, it's just few minutes. This is an interview between a journalist and people who this thing concern. Please listen to this.
Let's not discuss a political issue. Political issue has lots of branches. Let's not talk about politics because I have my position when it comes to Israel and Palestine or Israel and Iranian war. We can explain, and I'm going to do justice to the topic, right? So I'll kindly request you don't talk about politics because we all have diverse or divergent opinion regarding that. Let's stay on the topic of the Bible, and I'm going to state every of my analysis. I mean, I'm going to state the empirical formulas that I have when it comes to the authenticity or the accuracy of the Bible. So when it comes to the God of the Bible, why do I believe in Adam? Right. First, in the amount of two or three witnesses, the truth is established when it comes to stating the same thing. So first, Jesus Christ. Can you just please mute, please?
matters. No, it matters. Let me ask you a
Eh,
question. So many Palestinians were killed. Thousands of Palestinians were killed. Would you call Israel killed the Muslims in Gaza? You would say the Palestinians. And the Israelis were Israelis. They were not there as Jews. They were there as Israelis. And that is dangerous, Pierce. It's not a religious war. This is a war between colonization and colonized, occupiers and occupied. People who have been living under blockade, under siege, under occupation for the past 77 years. It's not with the Jews. We never had a problem with the Jews. We love the Jews as much as we love the Christians.
But you have a problem with Israelis.
Of course, we have a problem with the Israelis as occupiers.
How can you say you have no problem with the
ẹ jọ
Jews?
mo ní nǹkan díẹ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ tẹ́ bá fún mi láyè.
Most Israelis are Jewish.
I'm just astonished that you can't make the difference between the Jews and the Israelis, please.
And you say it's because they're Israelis, not Jewish.
Because they're occupiers, because they occupied our country.
And they're Jewish.
No, just because they occupied our country. Because they're colonizers. Because they came to our country, kicked us out in 1948, and they killed thousands of Palestinians, including my grandparents.
But you know why Israel was set up. It was set up after World War II, in which Jewish people were the victims of an appalling Holocaust by Hitler and the Nazis, where 6 million of them were exterminated purely because of their ethnicity and
That's
being
correct.
and being Jewish.
That's correct.
So the Jewish people were given the state of Israel.
My country.
Well, okay, I understand.
lands.
Listen, I understand that argument. I understand the whole history and the whole
It's the
argument.
whole- it's
but the
all the
idea,
story starts
but it
from
wasn't
here.
Israelis given that place. It was the Jewish people.
Yeah, but who are you to give the Jewish people my country?
I'm not giving it to them.
I'm not talking about you personally.
Yeah.
I'm talking about those who send the Zionists to come and kill our families and take our lands. We have a problem with the occupiers, Pierce. We don't have a problem with the Jews.
That is actually what genocide is. When you want to kill as many Jews as you can kill.
That's the problem, Pierce.
Yeah, but that is genocide.
That is the problem. We always say that they want to kill the Jews.
They do.
That is dangerous. You and I know that.
Okay. You said you want to say something, sir.
okay, sir.
Yes.
I said we should not go this route. Why?
Please,
Raphael,
can
I'm
you
sorry.
shush first? Can you shush? Somebody wants to ask a question. Can you shush?
ẹ kalẹ́ sà ẹ kalẹ́ mọ̀. Apá ibi tí mo fẹ́ sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ni the creation nípa creation. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé the earth has been in existence for millions of years before
Wọ́n máa ní kẹ́
the
mú proof
Bible.
wá o.
Yeah, there is scientific proof because you can't see the proof in the Bible. So when Bible started its own record, it is when God want to create creatures on earth. And that is why Spirit Ọlọ́run tán ní ó over lórí omi yẹn, ó bá omi yẹn bẹ̀ ni. So the earth was only filled with water originally, without any form, without grass, anything. So it has always, it is like a pending project before God now decide that, okay, it is time for me to start creating things. And the account of book of Job tell us about when God briefed his angel, that is the sons of God, that he want to start the project of creating creatures on earth. And the Bible says the morning star went in applause when God present this project to them. So the Bible does not tell us the record before the creature started on earth, but the record started from when God want to start creating things. So that is what I want to say. And the accurate of the year, mo ti ṣe research mi lórí ẹ̀ pé bóyá 6,000 years ago ni àbí 13,000. I have not did my own research, but I really believe in what the Bible say. As a Christian, I really believe what the Bible say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, when we ask for proof and you cannot give proof and you are telling me go to one Mount Zion, go to Saudi. Why I played this is for the fact that we all knew that the state of Israel was created in 1948. The idea was conceived in 1917. Now, according to this interview, these are two people, the interviewer and the man. The interviewer did not, again, emphasis on did not argue with the fact the guy was saying. He said, all this we know. He did not argue. All this we know that they created it. And the guy said, but it is our land. So if it was their land, this history of Mount Zion was not there. It was created. It says it openly here. It is just like now, somebody going to Eko Akete now drove the Yoruba people away, or they gave them a piece of the Lagos or Ikeja. Now somebody now went there to now go and build a mountain that this is when Oduduwa was coming from Mecca. This is where he landed. You will say, excuse me, how come? How can Oduduwa landed in the land that you were giving? It's a simple common sense. So if you are talking about 6,000 years, that is where I'm coming from, right? And you now want to now see where God spoke with Moses on a land that was created 1948. Please make me understand. That's just where I'm coming from.
Sir, please, I'm sorry to interfere. Israel was not created 1948. And there are evidence, if we just believe that, is because we just want to stick to an event instead of looking at the whole history of Israel. And if you permit me, I didn't talk before now, but if you permit me, I want us to change that notion that Israel was created 1948.
Okay, wait.
With this.
Now, according, okay, wait. Before you go further, let us engage.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
I'm
when
ready.
was it created?
Fine, very good question. Israel has been as far back before, there is this states that we know today. It has been on that land for as far back as when Moses made them cross the Red Sea, and then they went into the land of Canaan, and then it became that Israel became. Christ stepped on that same soil.
Wait,
Christ
sir,
worship. Excuse me, sir.
No,
Let me finish with this statement.
Further, wait now. Ẹ má kàn jẹ́ ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ gbúrúgbú.
Okay.
Now, which Israel are you talking about, and where did Christ walk on? Let us be.
Now let's first agree that Christ is not a fictitious character. I'll just use Christ for instance. There are many persons that have been on that. So that temple was, excuse me, let's even go. The temple, was it built in 1948? The temple that is in Israel, which two religions are fighting on, was it built in 19? Let's go from evidence. Was it built in 1948? That temple was built by Solomon, and we know it. So how will you now say, and then the mosque that is on it, the temple stand as its foundation, the mosque and or dome that is on it, have you verified when it was built? So if Quran made mention of Jerusalem before 1948, if other books make mention of Jerusalem before 1948, now we need to understand the history of the Israeli or the people of Israel. Why? They have always gone on exile, and if we omit that, they have always go each time they do the time of Jeremiah, the time of Ezekiel. Israel went into exile. Even at the time of Christ, they were not self-ruling themselves. Okay?
Sir,
Now,
Wait,
let me land with this.
let us,
So
okay, land.
yes, sir. Thank you. So they were not self-ruling even at the time Jesus was alive. They were not self-ruling. So each time they have been taken into captivity or exile, as you want to take it.
Bayomi, please allow him to
And
speak.
many things.
He's saying the truth. Allow him to speak.
Listen now, can you guys choose? Am I talking?
No, sir. You know,
No.
I
Why
respect
did
you,
you
and
have
I
to
just
now interrupt now? Am I talking?
no. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. But what I am saying is, Israel has been before that, and they have always gone on exile. Their land has always been captured. Other people have ruled them, and each time they offend Yahweh God, they had always been in trouble of being dominated by others. And we knew of king recorded in Ezekiel, recorded in Chronicles, any part of Chronicles, and other place where Israel reigning king, has been taken on exile. The book of Daniel confirming, the book of Esther confirming, the book of that. So they had always been, that land has been there. It's not a new land before 1948. And Israel has always dwelt on that land. But the people, the Jewish people and the Israelites have always gone on exile for some political reason, depending on who's emperor or who's colonizing them, as the case may be. And that is what 1948, that they were returned last, is what people on Israel was created. They have always been on the same land. I rest my case.
Okay,
Um,
thank you so much.
Shimole, kí ni question kan lọ́wọ́ ẹ?
Okay.
Kí ni yàtọ̀ láàrin Israeli àti Israelite? And also, ṣé is it the same bloodline? Àwọn people, àwọn tó lọ sí exile náà ló padà. Thank you.
I'm going to respond to that question. I would
Yes,
love to
can
respond,
you
right?
choose?
So,
Respond.
brother
Respond.
already explained everything.
I don't want you to
SL
respond.
guy, can you choose?
Why don't you want me to respond?
No, you
Because
are
you
not
Neither of us agree on this.
This guy is sick.
SRI.
Omale Christy that is talking, you said we should let him talk. A question is put to him now. You said you want to. Who are you?
I will answer. I'm able to answer. And I think, I'm not only thinking, I'm sure I and SLR guy agree on this particular fact. Now, having said this, he said, is it the same bloodline? Yes. God has always told them, I will take you out of the land for punishment of rebel against Yahweh. I say it again. Each time they rebel against Yahweh, Yahweh take them out of the land for punishment. They have gone on exile severally. And then the last incident of them returning to their homeland is the same blood lineage. And then the last incident is 1948, and that's the one you hold on to. What's the difference between Israeli and this? As at the time the Bible was documented, there has been a lot. And then you don't become, they are now the state of Israel now. You now begin to, I'm not looking at their history based on name change. Nigeria was named Nigeria in 1914. Has the land always been there or not? Let's not turn far to this. Have Yoruba people been on that same southwest Nigeria? Yes. So the same thing applies. They have been on that land. There could be change of name, very recent. That does not mean those that were there originally were changed.
Okay.
Or God has forsaken them. And these are all biblical and based on the Bible. And facts are there. If you understand the Bible, you know I'm speaking the facts.
Omala and Christy, I thank you very well. Now, let's now take it from where you stop. We're all talking about 1948 when they returned. Please, when did God drove them away?
I said that in my speech. Now, you agree with me that the same Israel has been...
I am not agreeing with you. I only ask a question.
Sir, I'm trying to answer your question. I may not be able to tell you this is the particular year, but hear me out. Thank you, sir. Number one, we agree. If you disagree, you say, no, we didn't agree. We agree that they have been on exile and documented in the Bible many, many times. Excuse me, sir.
No, I did not
agree. You don't agree? Okay. Now, maybe we should first cross-check that fact that they have always gone on exile many times and documented in the Bible. So if you now see that as repeating history, then you will not be able to see the light.
Now, please, listen to my question.
Yes, sir.
You said, and I quote, we are all laying emphasis on the 1948.
On the last one, yes.
Fine.
The
Now,
last one, the last return.
wait in
Good.
I need suru.
Motin, so for
I
clarification.
need to-
Go,
see,
Motin, sir, Motin. Let me
there's
mute.
something I know, right? If you have the truth or fact, you are not going to be in the haste to just talk. You want to listen. It's only when people want to lie, they want to bombard us with so many questions. First, you are not contesting the 1948. I am not only stopping in 1948. I started from 1917. There was an event between 1917 to 48. You can verify that. So they did not just create it in 1948. I've never said that. The idea was conceived 1917 and it's completed in 1948. Now the question is this: according to you, when they rebel against Yahweh, Yahweh now did what? Drove them away. So if we have the year 1914, right, you must be able to tell us what year Yahweh drove them away, right? If you are not insinuating that Yahweh drove them from that same particular land, where did Yahweh drove them to? How long were they in that Yahweh? Forget this Bible that somebody said, Yahweh said they are going to stay for 400 years. So what year did
Yeah, what's
Yahweh
up? What's
drove
up?
them? What
So,
year?
so please, I gave
Oh,
you
it's
time to
no
ask your question. Please
problem.
give me time to respond.
No
Mr.
problem.
Tinka, do I have the floor, sir?
Oh, so
Okay, thank you. Now, thank you for answering that question. I listened to you, and immediately I was listening to you, I went on ChatGPT. Everybody have access to it. I typed something just simple because I was trying to listen to you. ChatGPT. I said, when was Israel ruled by Britain? And it brought out something for me, talking about Ottoman Empire. Now, and then it talked about 1920, which is close to your 1914. I didn't see 1914 in this, what AI brought to me. But I
sorry,
want
I
to
did
read
not
from
use
3 more.
1914. I said 1917.
1917, 1914, 3 years different. What AI give me now, Britain's rule was to administer the territory and prepare it for independence, while also implementing the Balfour Declaration 1917. They call it the Balfour Declaration 1914, who support the establishment of national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. Now, the bone of
Please,
contention is,
people,
yes,
underline in Palestine.
fine, I agree with you, sir. I'm not this. The bone of contention is, where have Israel been before 1917? Can we go back as far as that, sir?
yes, sir. Sir.
Good. Now, if we are going as far back as that, again, I said the best document to refer to, and it has been written before 1948, is the Bible. The Bible, you agree with me, was no. You don't need to laugh about this. The Bible has been before 1300. True or false, sir? Baba?
Sir.
Anisuru, let Baba Yomi answer. Has the Bible be before 1300?
Omolayin Christi,
Sir?
wait, let us be guided.
Yes, sir.
Again, when I am doing this, not for myself, not for you, for those who are listening to us.
Yes.
So let them pick in between the lines.
Yes, sir.
My question again is this. They returned in 1948.
Yes.
Yahweh drove them away when they were rebellious.
Yes.
Right? I thought before now, you ought to have had your answer.
That
But
what?
there's no crime going to research it now. The
That's what,
simple
sir.
question is,
Yes.
when did Yahweh said you are rebellious, get out of this land? When?
Now you see, sir, I am not an historian. I will tell you that, but I understand the Bible and I understand basic structure of history, because I will not say I'm all together and illustrate. No, but and where this is what I am driving at. We know that there was Holocaust during the one of the World War, and Israel was largely involved, or the Jews were largely involved. Okay, and we have also known many times where the Jews has always been victimized. Now that is all this happened before 1948. Am I correct? Now, so each Jew has always been outside their land. And you don't want us to go to the Bible, because if we go to the Bible, I can cite ample time before Christ's even advent. I will say it again. Before Christ's advent, before coming of Christ, ample time when they have been taken into Babylonian exile, when they have been ruled by the Syro-Persian government, and then during the Christ time, when they have been ruled by Roman Empire, and then at a point in time, they were also colonized by Britain. So they had always been a bone of contention. And that's what I'm saying. I am not an historian, but all these facts, one, I said Babylonian colonization of them, the Syro-Persian colonization of them, their return. I'm didn't talk about 400 years that you mentioned. I'm talking about the 70 years of exile that Jeremiah prophesied about. And many other, thank you, I know SRA, we agree on this, and many other things that are documented and put there about the history of these people and that land. And again, I have challenged you to one fact. When was that so-called, what is called the Solomon Temple, when was it built? That will be, I'll go beside that after I finish speaking. And everybody can go. When was that temple built? And if that temple has been, and Christ talked about that temple, we can go on to say that land has been before
Sir,
this 1948.
sir, that